If you're living in the messy middle, this is going to be one you want to listen to. Hi Delilah, what you doing? Just got back from a walk. It's winter. I've got my stupid hat on that Karen thinks makes me look like a homeless person, and she's probably right, let's face it. And it is time for a Vietnamese coffee, but I'm running out. No! Today I want to talk about the importance of and dangers of having structure. If you're living in the messy middle, this is going to be one you want to listen to. Structure. Why does it matter if you live in the messy middle? Well, it matters for a number of different reasons. It matters for your physical health, and it matters more importantly for your mental health. One of the biggest factors behind my success in overcoming clinical depression and learning to live with it and build a life that I'm fully functional and really proud of and all of that is my structure. But that's not to say I haven't made some mistakes along the way. Structure is really important when you're building healthy habits, and it's a really important component of managing your mental health. I don't know about you, but when I'm struggling through periods of depression, I have an element of confusion that is probably the hardest thing to manage. The emotions I can manage, they're not easy. Productivity I can manage, but it's not easy. I find confusion extremely challenging. Let me know if you're the same. But structure eliminates some of that confusion for me. Yes, Delilah, having what I call a flexible structure is really important. Similar wake times, drinking a certain amount of water, eating at roughly the same time every day, exercising at similar times if you can. All those things give your day structure, and they matter when things go messy, which they do often. I talk a lot about motivation and how my job as a coach is not to help you get more motivated. It's to build a structure that doesn't require motivation. Let's face it, most of the time you're not going to feel like doing the things that are good for you because they're hard. Simple things like drinking water, journaling, going for a walk, doing your exercise, eating your protein. All those things can be challenging, and you're not going to feel like doing them most of the time. So having some structure to your day means that they happen on autopilot eventually. After you've built the habit, it happens on autopilot. Every component of my day 14 years ago, none of what I do on a regular basis was ever part of my routine. I had to build those habits, and now that I've built them, they happen on autopilot, but it's fairly structured. At certain times of the day, I do certain things, not because I feel like it, but because I know that they're good for me. Movement, nutrition, hydration, sleep. Ouch, that's really hot. Too hot, but at least it'll stay hot in there. Thanks, ABC Trainer Eyes. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way, but I'm open to it. And if your question now is, okay, how do I build a structure? The answer is rebuild with Tully. That's exactly what I help people with, building the structure that's right for them. There's a classroom in there. You can learn different components at different times. Eventually, you will have a system that works for your lifestyle, which is important because you don't want my lifestyle. You need one that works for you. A little caveat, is that the right word? I never know. A little warning about structure. Being too rigid with your structure can be just as bad as not having a structure at all. This scaffold, this system, structure, call it whatever you want, is there to help you live a better life, not to confine you. And it's certainly not built so that you can punish yourself if you don't live up to it. Perfectionism in the health and fitness industry is rife. I see it all the time. Workouts, nutrition, hitting certain numbers, sleep scores. If that becomes another thing that you've got to be perfect at, and if you don't, you punish yourself, then that is equally as damaging as not having a system at all. So I definitely recommend building a structure that works for you, but being flexible with it is really important as well. And that takes practice. You're not always going to know when to live by that structure or when to stray from it. It takes a bit of practice. I'm still working on it after 14 years. But when we find that combination of discipline and self-care. Discipline to do the things that are good for you, with a mix of self-care to make sure that you're not punishing yourself. And sometimes you're going to need to stray from the structure in order to care for yourself, and that matters too. So if you want to talk more about structure and you need help building your structure, Rebuild with Tully, the link is in the description. Join anytime, cancel anytime. We'll see you in there. And if you're living in the messy middle, there are lots of answers in our community that are going to help you find your way through. See you tomorrow for day 30, last day. Wow, we did it. That's still really hot.